Story 1 of AITA. AITA, for telling my fiancé my daughter has to be in our wedding? I, 45M, have a daughter, P, from a previous relationship. I divorced my ex-wife on good terms and we share 50-50 custody of P. She is now 11. After I divorced my ex-wife, I met my now fiancé, S. And my daughter got along very well. After 5 years in my relationship with S, I proposed. S was super excited and wanted to start planning right away. She looked at venues and started asking her friends to be her bridesmaids. She then told me she wanted her niece to be a flower girl, which I had no problem with, but I said I also wanted P to be a flower girl. S looked at me funny and then said that she didn't think that P would fit the part. I got angry and told S that my daughter would be in our wedding. S started to become upset and said that the girls in the wedding were up to her and P wouldn't be one of them. I told S that if P wasn't in the wedding then there might not be a wedding. I stormed out and took P to get ice cream. P knows we are getting married and told me she thinks she will look pretty I whatever dress S decides she should wear. This broke my heart and I decided to text S. I told her I would be staying at a friend's to think this over. My MIL texted me saying I and overreacting and that my daughter doesn't have to be in my wedding and I was an ass for saying that I would cancel. So did I take it too far saying I will cancel? Am I overreacting or just being a good dad? Now to the comments. 10x10 Hag, this is a big red flag. If she doesn't want to include her stepdaughter in her wedding, then don't expect she will include your daughter in her life. Story 2. AITA, for telling my father he either had to give me his car until mine was drivable or I was calling the cops on his son. My dad left my mom when I was 12. I love both of them, but when he remarried, within a year of the divorce, I knew more than I needed to know. I live close to both my folks and they both have keys to my house in case of emergency. My half-brother, 18, still lives with my father and his mother. He seems like a good enough kid, but he is my dad's son, not my brother. I just went on vacation to Brazil for a couple of weeks. When I got back, my car stunk. I almost threw up from the reek. I found a piece of chicken breast rotting in my car. I don't buy raw chicken breast to eat. I hate the way it feels. I buy it prepared and fully cooked. I asked my mom about it and she had no clue. I asked my father and he told me that he borrowed my car, which he is allowed to do, and used it to get groceries. I told him that he had to pay someone to clean my F-King car. I got a hold of a detailing company, but they said that the smell was in my upholstery and I would probably need to get it replaced. I told my dad and he said that he couldn't afford that. I called my insurance company and asked if I was covered in any way. They said that if my car had been used without my permission, I could report it as stolen and they would cover it. I told my dad and he lost it. He admitted that his son had taken my keys and used my car, and that if I reported it stolen he would get in trouble and it would affect his college admission. I gave my father 4 choices: pay to replace the upholstery in my car and guarantee the smell was gone, buy the car from me at full market value so I could replace it, give me his car to use until the smell went away, or I would report the car as having been stolen. Since the only extra money he has is his son's college fund, he is in a bind. I told him I was taking his car until he decided. I grabbed both sets of keys and left. I also took my emergency key back and changed the locks at my house. His wife has been hounding me because they have to drive around in a stinking car. I told her that I could report it as stolen and have her thief son deal with the consequences. She has had to start taking Ubers everywhere because she can't handle the stench. My dad is close to cracking and using his kids' money to pay for my car. I feel like an asshole and that family thinks I am, but my car was only a year old and I loved it. Now to the comments. Pixian NTA, your father and his son, your half-brother, created this situation and they lied about it to try and save their own skins. Why should you suffer for their stupidity? What was the story with the raw chicken breast? Why was it left it in the car? Was it some kind of malicious prank or a bizarre accident? Regardless, it is their problem to fix, and stealing a car, which is what the son did, has consequences.